distracted. Okay, so cell phones off. I want to tell you about our programs. If you didn't get a program and you want one, we've got them over there. On the back, you'll notice, well, first of all, Phyllis DeSalvo designed our program, so I don't see her yet. She's back here? Oh, still, okay, with the redhead tonight, okay. I want you to give her a big hand. She made a beautiful program for us. All right, you've had audience training. You can do better than that. Come on, big hand. Excellent. Okay. On the back of your program, you'll notice it says Office Depot, Office Max. I went in and told them that we were doing this benefit for Apache Junction Food Bank. They gave us a screaming deal on our programs. So if you go into Office Depot, please tell them thank you for helping out our community and the Apache Junction Food Bank. Now, if you didn't get an opportunity to donate when you walked in, please feel free, especially after you see this program, to donate before you leave, because it's a really good cause, and we really want to come through. And then I want to brag to Office Depot about how great we did, okay? Not much else except that I know a large portion of you have been through audience training, as I mentioned, and some of you haven't. So those of you that have, would you show them how we hoot, holler, whistle, and clap? All right, and now show them how we clap until the performers are off the stage.
Welcome to the 2018 M&M Review. You're going to be glad you came. We're going to have lots of fun tonight. Cindy has really worked hard. And she's got a lot on her plate, so we got to keep her up. You know, I called her at, I suppose, 9:30, quarter to 10 this morning just to see how she was. And I said, "You didn't wake up grumpy, did you?" And she said, "No, I let him sleep." But yeah, you know, are most of you retired out there? Raise your hands if you're retired. You know, have you noticed as we age that our memories slip a little bit? Have you ever walked into a room for something, and when you got in there, you said, "What in the world did I come into this room for?" And just ripped your brain. Or have you been in the middle of a sentence and you can't think of the word? Well, that happened to me, about 3 or 4 years ago. Dave Jones, who's a good friend of mine, we were talking about that situation, and I was telling him that I was telling Judy to help me out and pick something up in that room in my house, and it happened to be the bathroom. And Dave said, "Let's make a pact." He said, "Let's help each other out. If we ever get into that situation where we can't think of the word, let's just say bathroom." So you'll notice Dave and I, at times, will just say bathroom out there. I worry about Dave, to be honest with you. I was with him the other day, and he said, "Rod," he said, "my memory is really bad." I said, "Really? How bad is it?" And he said, "How bad's what?" But as long as we're gossiping. I said, I talked to a neighbor you probably all know Rick and Maggie Applegate. I was talking to you know them, don't you? I was talking to a neighbor. They were sitting out in the patio having a glass of wine, and out of the clear blue sky, Maggie says, "I love you. I don't think I could live without you." And if you know Rick, with that cute little smile, looked over to Maggie and said, "Maggie, is that you or is that the wine talking?" And she said, "Rick, that's me talking to the wine. I love you. I really love you." As long as we're gossiping, you want to hear one little tidbit more about an M&M. I golf every Thursday with a couple guys that are just a hoot. Just fun lovers. You probably know them. Harry Pierce and Richard Balo. Now, they're both from Alaska, and they're friends in Alaska. They live close to Alaska. They tell me that they're great fishermen, but they tell me of a story that they went to a marina and rented a flat-bottom boat. And they both went out to fish in this lake. And they got in this spot, honest to Pete, every time you throw the line down, they'd pull salmon up. And they pulled salmon up all afternoon. That's what they told me. And at the end of the day, and it got to be the end of the day, Harry told Richard, he says, you know something? We should come back here tomorrow. He says, why don't we mark the spot so we can come back? And so Richard had a great big black magic marker, so he marked big X in the bottom of that boat. And Harry says, what in the heck are you doing, Richard? He said, well, you told me to mark the spot. And he says, and Harry says, yeah, but how do we know we're going to get the same boat tomorrow? That's enough, guys. Let's get this M&M review started. First up is a multi-talented gal. Now we know her from her past performances as Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers at the same time. But that's not all she can do. She can make that piano shake, rattle, and roll. Welcome, Dolly Adolf playing Boogie Woogie. It's not so much you, it's your darn pets.
Our pets? What?
Yeah, I'll tell you, those beasts are pooping all over. Well, this next performer, her name is Robin. She's kind of newbie to Meridian Manor. She comes from Minnesota, where she created Tillie.min. Now, her husband's grandmother's name was Matilda Stangler, and that bore out Tillie.min. So sit back and enjoy the adventures of Ollie and Lena, which are my personal relatives, by the way. Tillie.
As he said, Robin Miller, but I go by Tillie Tangler when I'm dressed like this, you know? And I'm a little Norwegian lady from up in northern Minnesota. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So anyway, how did Tillie get created? My girlfriend, everybody should have a friend that they can be silly with, right? Don't you agree? You know, just be spontaneous. Well, anyway, I have a girlfriend 10 years ago. She said, it was her birthday, let's dress up like little old ladies and go to the Spicer Legion and play bingo. So she had her sisters, a cousin, and me. There was 6 or 8, 7 of us, and dress up like little old ladies. And we were telling oldie Alina jokes to each other. And people were laughing and thought we were the entertainment. You know? And so then we went across the street and went to a restaurant. Oh, I forgot. there was a guy in the next table, he said, he bought us a round of drinks, so we were all cheap because we were all drinking pop, so, or soda, I don't know where you're from. and so anyway, we sang to him, You Are My Son. Say, Cindy, could you come up and help me with this song? I've had kind of a scratchy throat. Yeah, she's gonna help me out. So this will be a demonstration on what we did that night. We sang You Are My Sunshine to this guy who was so nice to buy us some sodas. Yeah, so Cindy's gonna help me. Right. So we're gonna sing You Are My Sunshine. And then
I want more than soda.
no. Okay, so we'll get started here, and then I'll cue you in. You join us, okay? All right. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, while I was sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Excellent. Very good. I think we should start our own choir here. What do you think? Yeah, I think so. All right. So, I hope did you guys get your flu shot? You know, the flu's been really bad this year. And I heard that the Pope got the bird flu. Yeah, he got it from the cardinal. Yeah. And have you heard about Oli?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he can't take Viagra anymore. Yeah. They get stuck in his throat. You know, he had a stiff neck for 3 days. Okay. Anyway, and see, I'm a nurse by profession, but I'm retired now, okay? So, but as a young nurse, now I'm not saying it's my experience, but I just had this little story about this young nurse, you know, fresh out of school, and she was in the hospital, and she had a patient who had had a lung surgery, a gentleman, and he had an oxygen mask on his face, and she was going in to do a bed bath, and he asked her, "Are my testicles black?" Well, she said, "I'm just here to do a bed bath. I'm going to wash your chest and upper body and your feet." And then he, you know, he's insistent, "Are my testicles black?" And so she got over her embarrassment and wanted to keep his vital signs down and didn't get him to reacting. So she got over her embarrassment, took over the sheet and checked him, you know. And everything, the color was right, and the shape, and no swelling. The color was right. He said, takes off his oxygen mask and says, "That was very nice. But are my test results back?" Do you know Julie Andrews? And remember The Sound of Music and her favorite things? Well, she's 82 years old. And so she had to change her favorite things. She had to change the words to that song. Okay? So this is what it is now. Oh, I hope my voice stays. May locks and nose drops and needles for knitting, white walkers and handrails and new dental fittings, bundles of magazines tied up with a string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cadillacs and cataracts and hearing aids and glasses, Polydent and Fixodent and false teeth and glasses, pacemakers, golf carts, and porches with swings. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, when the pipes leak, when the bones creak, when the knees go bad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Hot tea and crumpets and corn pads for bunions, no spicy hot foods or foods cooked with onions. Bathrobes and heating pads and hot meals they bring. These are a few of my favorite things. Back pains, confused brains, no need for sinning. Thin bones and fractures and hair that is thinning. And we won't mention our short shrunken frames when we remember our favorite things. Oh, when the joints ache, when the hips break, when the eyes grow dim, then I'll remember the great life I've had, and then I won't feel so bad.
And of course, she's from Minnesota, where her and her husband Ken, they farm, and she's the chief bookkeeper. But she also has time enough to sing in a sweet Adelaide quartet. Stomp your feet and yell for Lorna Henderson singing Johnny Angel in Downtown.
Downtown? When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music, all the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon lights are pretty. How can you lose? The lights so much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Don't hang around and let your problems surround you. There are movie shows downtown. Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close. Downtown, just listen to the rhythm of a gentle bossa nova. You'll be dancing with them too before the night is over. Happy again. The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, where all the lights are bright. Downtown, waiting for you tonight. Downtown, you're gonna be alright now. Downtown, downtown. Downtown. And you may find somebody kind to find and help and stand you. Someone who is just like you, who needs a gentle hand to guide them along. So maybe I'll see you there. We can forget all our troubles, forget all our cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. Don't wait a minute for downtown. Everything's waiting for you. Downtown. 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 Downtown.
Sing with. You knew those words, didn't you? Now everyone loves this next performer. You know, sometimes he entertains us at the pool at full moon. Sometimes he entertains us just because he's Bill. But did you know that Bill, from Minnesota, won a talent contest with 600 contestants in, and he won first runner-up. So he's not only Bill, he's a celebrity Bill. So let's stomp our feet and yell for our own Bill Purdy.
Thank you, Rob. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Most of the accordions in the world were built in Italy. I've always thought that the Italian music and the accordion go good together. Tonight I'm going to play you an Italian song. It's called I Have But One Heart.
Oh, thank you. Better audience tonight. Long, long ago, far, far away, in a land called Nebraska. There lived a young girl in a funeral home, apartment above a funeral home. Yes, this is a true story. My dad was a mortician. The piano that I practiced on was in the funeral parlor. So every evening, after the dishes and homework were done, I'd go down to practice my lessons. But I couldn't wait until that was done so that I could play songs that I loved. Mom gave me books called 20 Best Hits from the 30s, 40 Best Hits from the 50s. You've heard them and seen them. And so I would pretend that I was Jane Powell, and I had a lovely dress, and I would be on a stage with Fred Astaire, dancing and singing. I couldn't dance a lick, but I could sing a little bit. And my favorite song was I Could Have Danced All Night. So you get to go with me on my fantasy to being Jane Powell in my pretty dress, singing I Could Have Danced All Night. Lights, camera, sound. Bed. I couldn't go to bed. My head's so light, I couldn't lay it down. Sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. Not all the jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night. I could dance all night and still have faith for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting. Why all at once my heart took flight. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced all night. Stop the music! Stop the music! Stop the music. I don't have a Fred Astaire. I can't do this without a Fred Astaire. Maggie, Rosemary, can you find me a Fred Astaire, please? You got a hat? Oh, good, because Fred Astaire wore a hat. Now we need to find someone that'll fit in the hat. No, not a cat. Hey, who are we going to have? I really have no clue who they've chosen. Oh, I changed their mind. They're picky ladies. You can tell by their husbands. Oh, someone doesn't want to be Fred Astaire. All right, oh, we got a young one. Last night we had a tall one, tonight we have a young one. I always said, if I didn't dance with short men, I wouldn't be dancing much at all. Hey, music.
Claire, John, Susan, James, Mary, and Rita are going to dance to the last Cheaters Waltz. So welcome our line dancers from Meridian Manor.
She was going to pieces. We walked in the door. She just had to see him. She can't wait no more. Tonight he'll be with her, no matter the cost. As the band plays the last cheater's waltz, he tells her he loves her. The music plays on. He tells her he needs her. Someone's at home. The ball game's all over, and she knows she's lost. As the band plays the last cheater's waltz. Don't they sound lonely? Don't they play sad? Three-quarter watch how he holds her as they dance to the last cheater's waltz. Don't they sound lonely? Don't they play safe? Three-quarter lonely. Watch how he holds her as they dance to the last cheater's waltz.
Everyone knows this next performer is a real pro. You know, I asked him, John Fox is who it is, and I asked him, I said, what do you want me to tell people about you? Because John's been around for a long time. He told me to tell you that he's tall, dark, and extremely handsome. And if I can sell that to you, he's got a great big bridge he'd like to sell you.
Good job.
Let's welcome John Fox.
Folks, when I was young, a long time ago, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, I decided that I might like to play music for the rest of my life, because I was in a rock and roll band, not a real rock and roll band, kind of bubblegum rock and roll. And I thought, boy, this is the way to make a living. And I thought that would be a pretty good idea until I ran into this old fellow that kind of told me, he said, well, sonny boy, if you want to play guitar for a living, you better like to play that guitar more than you like to eat. So, I guess you know which path I took. Later on, I found this song. It kind of tells the whole story in a nutshell. Oh, would you like to play the guitar? Take your money home in a jar from a coffee house or a bar. Or would you rather get a job? A job is the thing that makes you get out of bed. Work every day until you're dead. Back gets achy and your brain gets numb, and you just can't wait until the weekend comes. But if you don't want to starve or beg or rob, you're gonna have to get a job. Or would you rather play the guitar? Drive for miles and miles in your car and pretend that you're a big star? Or would you rather book the gig? An agent is the guy who takes his 20%, and what he says ain't always what he meant. He'll clean you out in ways you never thought, 'cause he's good at business and he knows you're not, and then he'll sue you if you ever make it big. 'Cause he's the guy who booked the gig. Or would you like to play the guitar for a living, hardy-har? I'll admit it's kind of bizarre. Or would you rather be the wife? Now the wife is the one who has to rescue our butts. She's either a saint or else she's nuts. She gets impatient and she gets annoyed, 'cause she's the one who must remain employed. By the way, if you want to wreck your life, become a guitar player's wife. 'Cause all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. They can make rain to play guitar too. Some play a whole lot better than you. But even if you don't go far, you could be worse off than you are. At least you play your guitar.
Hey, while Dave sets up, let me tell you two quick little stories, if I may. Have you heard about the little fifth grader that came home and talked to his dad? He said, "Dad, I've fallen in love with my classmate Sally." And Dad says, "You have?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "She loves me and I love her, and we're gonna get married." He says, "You are?" He said, "You know, there's some things to consider when you get married." He says, "Have you thought about the finances? Because, you know, normally the husband takes care of the wife." And he says, "Well, her allowance is about the same as mine." So he says, "Between the two allowances, I think we can get by." "Oh, really?" Well, the dad said, "Well, have you thought about where you're going to live?" He says, "Well," he says, "we checked both rooms," and he said, "My room's a little bit bigger than her room." So he says, "We're just going to live in my room, if that's okay." The dad says, well, you know, when you get married, you got to consider, you know, you could expand your family. You could have offspring as the time goes by. He says, "Have you ever thought about that?" And he says, "Well, we've thought about it, but he says, I think we'll be all right. But we've been pretty lucky so far." I just made that up. That's But to hear about, you know, Ole and Sven and Lars and all them guys, they're my relatives, you know, because I'm full-blood Norwegian, and they all came into the bar one night, and they were hooting and hollering and high-fiving, and my gosh, it was a big deal, yelling 63 and 63, and they walked into the bar and says, set the bar up full of, give them all a drink, you know, 63 and high-fiving, and the bartender says, what in the world's so big tonight, and what's a 63 business? And he says, we got together, and he says, we bought this puzzle. And he said, we put it together in 63 days. And he says, the box says 2 to 5 years. I just made that up. Now here's a super vocalist and a great guitarist. Welcome, Dave Kurska.
I think everybody probably knows this song. Anybody our age? It's been around a few years. 1963, written by Peter Yarrow, Peter, Paul, and Mary. And this is a story of lost childhood. And at the end, for those of you who remember, it Puff ends up going in the cave, and that's the end of the story. I don't think the story should have ended that way, so I've written a couple extra verses myself, like I do for you. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist, land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, bought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Together they would travel on a boat with willow sails. Jackie kept a lookout perch on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow when they came. Pirate ships would lower their flag when Puff roared out his name. Now dragons live forever, but not so little boys. Painted rings and private rings make way for other toys. One great night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more. Puff that mighty dragon, he seized his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff that mighty dragon sadly slipped into his cave. The lonely years rolled on and on, but one day by and by, way out upon the sea, Puff thought he heard a young voice cry. He peeked his head out from the cave, and much to his surprise, a boy who looked a lot like Jack stood right before his eyes. That young boy said to Puff that day, I've searched the whole world through, 'cause before my grandpa Jackie died, he told me about you. He told me how much he'd cared for you, and all the times you played. His words brought so much joy to Puff, he was no more afraid. Now Puff, the magic dragon, he still lives by the sea. He frolics in the autumn mist, the land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lives by the sea, with Jackie Paper's grandson in a land called Honolulu.
That's the first time I've actually been able to calmly listen to the song. This is the last night. And those are beautiful lyrics, aren't they? Don't you love the fact that the grandparents are here? I just thought that was really cool. Almost brought tears to my eyes. But a lot of us here are grandparents, so we know how wonderful it is to have those grandkids and their fantasies. All right, you've sat through the first half of the show. And you've been an awesome audience. You are good. Alright, so how about standing up and stretching those weary bones? Okay? Let's all stand up. There's parts of us that might have gone to sleep. Alright. So what we do at this time in our show is we have a little sing-along. And so I'm going to have Lorna and Robin come up and help me. We're going to do a round. So we'll practice while they're heading up here on Are You Sleeping, Brother John? Ready? Are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding dong ding, ding dong ding. I don't know whether it's a ding or dong or dong or ding, but anyway, it'll be fine. So Lorna, you start over here with this group. Let's just see, we're gonna switch you right here. Yeah, this is group 1, and you'll be going with Lorna. So let's just hear how you do. Are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? All right, overachievers. Okay, now the middle group. We'll start, Bob, we're going to start right here with you, and we're going to go over here to right here. Jerry, that's the middle group. You're my group. Ready? Are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Okay, here we are with Tillie's group. Ready? Are you sleeping, Brother John? All right. Brother John. More overachievers. Oh, of course, it had to be Pat Herska. That girl's always a problem. All right. Are you ready over here? Lorna's group? 3 times. We're doing it 3 times. Are you sleeping, Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny? Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, morning bells are sleeping, morning bells are sleeping. Are you sleeping, Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny? Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, dinner bells are sleeping, dinner bells are sleeping. Are you sleeping, Brother Johnny, Brother Johnny? Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding dong ding, ding dong ding. All right, you sound just like a Mormon Tabernacle choir. You're amazing. Hey, thank you. All right, now, no, we're not done. We're not done. One more song. We had a really snappy first half, so we got a little bit more time. We're going to do a song from the 60s. No. We're going to do, he's got the whole world in his hands. We'll do the verse, the chorus, then we'll do, he's got everybody here, and then we'll do the chorus again. Okay, ready? He's got the whole world in his hands, he's got the whole wide world in his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands, he's got everybody here in his hands, he's got everybody here in something I was supposed to tell you. Which one? You can sit down. I am so excited about this next group. Oh, wait a minute, there's something else I have to say first. Rod Johnson has been over here 2 nights in a row, and he praises everybody else, what they're doing. He gives everybody credit for what they're doing. But no one says a word about Rod Johnson. So Rod, would you stand up? He's done a wonderful job. He does this every year. I really love him. All right, this next group, I'm so excited.
He's from Iowa, not Minnesota.
That's right. Tomorrow afternoon is the Iowa-Minnesota party, and it's supposed to be spectacular. Okay. I'm so excited. This is third try here about this next group. They decided last April that they were going to do this act. And they got together then in November when everyone was here, put it all together. And this is one of those times that left and right don't work. And you'll see why. So they've been practicing twice a week. They did not know one another. Six of them, and they did not know one another. They've become bosom buddies, joined at the hip. Now, I want to introduce to you, and I want you to give them a hearty welcome, Joanne, Jeanette 1, Dolly, Alice, Jeanette 2, and Sheila. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but that's only 6 people. Anyway, give a huge hand for the Meridian Manor. Whoops, wait a minute. If you're in the back and you can't see very well because you want to kind of look at the lower half, give a big hand. That was not come out right, did it? You'll see why. Anyway, give a big hand for the Meridian Manor Magicals.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, bass. Yeah, that's pretty clear. I ain't just about to, but I can show you shit like I'm supposed to. Somehow I won't put that on a board shapes. I'm on the right wheel, and I'm on the right places. I sit in magazine, working like on the sky. We know that's ain't real, no one to make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise them up. Every interview is perfect, from the bottom to the top. Never know what shit's on the floor. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
$600 down here now, 10 and now, 25 and now, 35 and now, 50 now, 60, really keep it 60 now, 65, 65, another $85 on the line there. There was a boy in Arkansas who would.
Ladies and gentlemen, I came up here thinking I was going to have a livestock auction. Turns out I'm not. I didn't have my bow tie tonight, so here we go. We have tonight the unveiling of the Meridian Manor memorabilia.
Now, for those of you that have been here for quite some time, you'll know what this is all about. This is from back when Meridian Manor was great. Here we go, the unveiling of this memorabilia. There you have it. It is for sale, ladies and gentlemen. We have an auction happening tonight. Who wants to buy this head? $1,000 pair. At 800, 800, 800, $800, $700, 700, 600, $500, 500, $500, $300. Who wants that? Out of the $300 a half for the lady over here. $350. Out of the $3, $3.5. Out of the $300, $350. Everyone else here. $3.5, $3.5. Out of the $300, $350. What do you say? $400. $3.5. Out of the $400. Hello. There's some anger happening here. I got $3.5. $400 now. What do you say? $400. $450. Out of the $450. $500. And $5.5. $5.5. $600. $600. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $700. $700. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $6.5. $ $700 I have now $800. On $800, oh, geez, excitement going. On $800, over $800, on $850, over $850, over $850, on $900, on $900, oh, anger shaking the best, oh, $850, $900 there. Over $900, over $900, over $900, $950, over $900, over $950, on all 10, over $900, 10, oh, everybody wants in on this game, 10 bid, 10 to bid, over 10, over 10, over 1050, now 1100, over 10, 1100, now 12, over 1100, now 12, 1200, oh, we got a new class, 1200, 1250, over 1200, over 1200, 1300, now 1350, over 1350, now 1400, $1,400 I have, $1,450 over 14, oh, and she says, no, over here, 1,400, 1,450 there, anybody else, 1,450 I have, sold it today, $1,500, come on up and get your prize, and she has been partnered up, I believe. There you be, come on up and grab up your prize.
Oh, look at
Sure, and what you have won.
Cindy, get out here.
Oh, more excitement, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Hey, there you go. You'll be paying for that later. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, this next performer is a real pro and a real mainstay to the Eminem Revue. He sings that song that we all remember back in the old Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin days. I call him the crooner of Meridian Manor. Put your hands together for Andy Anderson.
I'm going to have to put this down here where I live. You've heard some of these songs about standing tall. It's a little harder for some of us to stand tall than it is others. I'm going to attempt to do a song tonight that I pretty well blew last night. I didn't worry about it too much though because everybody knew the song better than I did. But I think I wanted to tell you, I got a new piece of equipment. See this? This is Steady Freddy. That thing is so steady, I can park it, watch this, stay. I could come back in 20 minutes and Freddy is standing right there where I left him. That is, if it was not acted upon by some outside force. You folks know what an outside force is when you push, right? Well, one other thing I wanted to tell you about Freddie. Back, you heard man a few minutes ago mention 63 or 73. Anyway, there was a little episode in my life in Florida in 1963. Some of you know that I'm still a recovering Floridian. But in 1963, as a family, we got ready one that's very similar to this. That was for Christmas in 63. Well, you remember like I do that New Year's happened about 1 week later on a regular basis, am I right? Right. So on New Year, she started walking 2 miles a day. Today, we haven't any idea where she is. The little girl is really seeing some countryside. But that is as far as I want to go right now. I am being cautioned by certain friends of mine to be more microphone conscious than I was last night. I'm going to have to pretend that it's an ice cream cone. And you know how you do an ice cream cone in the sunshine in Arizona? You got to keep that. But when it comes to a microphone, you are trying to make sure you're the first one to do it. Because there are certain things in life you do not want to share. Valley Fever is one of them. Okay, it's time to be serious now. Mr. Cliff, our sound engineer back there, he feels so powerful. I asked him earlier about this. All he's got to do is use a fingertip. He can turn us off and on. He can make it as loud or soft. You didn't know I could do that part, did you? But it did. Okay, so Mr. Cliff, I'm going to try this one more time. Now you notice I've set this at a particular place over here. Some of these cheap glasses, you got to have it at the right angle. Got to have it at the right distance. And I learned a new word. It's called font. We used to call it how big the letters were. And that worked for years. Why did they have to change it to font? I had teachers that got along real well with how big the letters were. Now it's font. Well, let's give it a try and see what we can do. And I'm going to try to, I don't know, where's Jerry? I'm going to try to find out how to unlick one of these things. Well, let's give it a try, Mr. Cliff. There he is. Face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway. Much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, sure I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I planned it my way. sure you knew I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. Through it all, I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed, I've cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, and not in a shy way, no, not me, because I did it my way. A man, what has he taught? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows, and I did it my way. Thank you very much.
I said he was a crooner, and he's a crooner, he's a comedian too, isn't he? You know, next up is John and Linda Fox. But now, you know, I've already talked to John. He said, what should I say about you? And so I went to Linda, and I said, Linda, what should I say about you guys? And Linda says, Rob, I'll tell you. Tell them I'm up to watch you as blonde, and I'm 36, 24, 34. And you can sell that to that audience. I don't have of that privilege. Hey, give a round of applause for John and Linda Fox.
Let's pretend we're single and get closer. They told us last night we were on opposite ends of the stage. I said, we're married, what do you expect?
Got so busy listening to Andy there, I forgot to put my picks on. I can't do this without my picks.
It's not fair to have to follow him. He's so
That's
good.
a heck of an act to follow. Well, there was a singer-songwriter out of Canada, and I gotta tell you, you Canadians know how to grow your songwriters. This guy was Ian Tyson, and second probably only to Gordon Lightfoot. And Ian wrote a song way back in the 60s. He had a girlfriend named Sylvia. They toured as a folk group called Ian and Sylvia. And Ian wrote this song. It's been recorded by a whole bunch of other people. But I like the way he did it best. So we're going to go ahead and do it.
Folk hero stuff.
Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all these things that don't change, come find them back this way. Guess I'll go out to Alberta. Weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends I can go to working for. Still I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high. All these things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies, and if things are going good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, not too much for you to do, and those wings sure can move home way out there. Four strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high. All these things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Before we started this, that I did that in the Canadian key, eh?
Would you look at this? And she's got a partner right out here. See, there's. She'll be back. Couldn't beat a deal like that with a wooden stick. Now they want me to read.
Everyone loves this next person. As a performer, she is fantastic. She is involved with a little bit of everything around Meridian Manor. She's a great volunteer, but even better, she's a great singer. Let's give her a round of applause. Rita Stein singing Fever.
Good morning, darling.
You don't have to call me darling.
Hope you enjoy your paper. You'll never know how much I love you, never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me a fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the day, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, 'cause I know you're gonna treat me right. You give me fever When you kiss me, fever, when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that is something we all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever started long ago. I'm gonna tell you a story, darling. Romeo and Juliet, Juliet, she fell to sin. When he put his arms around her, she said, Julie, you're my flame, thou givest fever. With your kisses, fever, with thy flame, you. Fever, I'm a fire, fever, yeah, burn forsooth. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very bad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare, he gives me fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Fever! I'm his missus, so Daddy, don't you treat him right. Now you listen to my story. Here's the point that I have made. Chicks were going to give you fever. Be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, they give you fever. When they kiss you, fever with thy flaming youth. Fever! I'm a fire, but what a lovely way to burn. 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 What a lovely way to burn.
And you know, it's the land of ice and cold, and we just are happy to warm up a little bit, warm our bones up a little bit, you know. Oh well. So later, a few hours later, the devil came by, and here they are, Ole and Sven are sitting there with their t-shirts, shorts, and flip-flops, frying up fish and having a beer, just having a good old time. And the devil says, "What is with you guys? It's hot. Everybody's miserable, and you seem to be enjoying it." Well, you know, up in Minnesota, when we have a nice day, nice weather, we have a fish fry. So the devil was furious, and he decided, I'm going to show those guys. I'm going to turn the heat off. And the next day, there were icicles everywhere, ice and snow. He went back to that room where Ole and Sven were, and they're in their parkas and their mittens, and they're jumping up and down like madmen, shooting and hollering. And the devil said, "What is with you guys? You're happy when it's hot, you're happy when it's cold. What's going on?" And Ole said, "Well, you know, when the Vikings won the Super Bowl." So I have a little Minnesota song, and some of you may have heard it. And it's to the tune of Oklahoma. So you'll recognize the tune. It goes, Minnesota, where the snoo flies thicker than the snow, where behind each weed you'll find a sweet, and the temperatures get 42 below. Oh, by Yemeni the fish young higher than a foot, and mosquitoes grow as big as a crow. Minnesota, yeah, sure, you have your Vermonts and your Maines. We got 10,000 lakes and it rains. If you want recreation, make your next vacation to the beautiful land, Minnesota, Minnesota. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Parrot as a gift, but the parrot had a bad attitude and was very rude. He had the worst vocabulary that John had ever heard, and every day, every word that came out of the parrot's mouth was obnoxious and laced with profanity. And John would play soothing music. He tried to make an atmosphere where he had taught him good behavior. And that parrot just had nothing to do with it. And so finally, after days of working with that stupid parrot, he threw that bird in the freezer. That'll teach him. So after he heard all the squawking going on in the freezer, and then it was quiet. And he thought, did I kill the bird? So he opened up the freezer, and the parrot stood there and said, "It appears that my behavior has been poor, and I'm sincerely remorseful and inappropriate for I'm sorry for my transgressions." And John said, "Well, what made this change in behavior?" He said, "Well, I just have one thing to ask you. What did the turkey do?" Well, it's as bad as it could be. Seems everybody's bugging me. Like nothing wants to go my way. It just hasn't been my day. Nothing's coming easily. Even my skin is acting weird. I wish that I could grow a beard. Then I could cover up my spots. Not connect the dots. I just wanna disappear. But up can only go up from here. Up, where the cloud's gonna clear. Up, can only go up from here. Even something as simple as forgetting to fill up on gas.
Hey, you know, I'm going to stop right here and give some thanks to some people. You know, there's people behind the scenes that aren't performing, but they're a huge asset to the Amateur Revue. Cliff, Adolf, and Dennis Winders are back in the back doing all the videography, and then Jim Ingram, David Brown, Roy D. Provo, Jerry Peterson, Bella Salvo, Rosemary Riggins, and Maggie Applegate, and Janine Cease. Give them a big round of applause. But really, the heart and soul is Cindy Winders, and Cindy Winders has got a sidekick called Dolly Adolf. Give them a huge round of applause. You know, as we dim the lights on the M&M Revue for 2018, Cindy came to me again this year and said, I think it was Monday or Tuesday of this week, and said, could you compose a little poem or a song that would depict retiring here in Meridian Manor? And I thought it was a late date, but I did my best. Now you gotta remember, when you compose a poem, you gotta rhyme words. So this really is a work in progress, so bear with me, will you? Here it goes. Now I named this masterpiece, Rod Wrote This Poem. My forgetter is getting better, but my remember is broke. To you that may seem funny, but to me, that's no joke. But when I'm here, I'm wondering if I really should be there, and when I try to think it through, I haven't got a prayer. Oftentimes I walk into a room and say, what am I here for? I rake my brain, but all in vain. A 0 is my score. At times, I put something away where it is safe, but gee, the person it's the safest from is generally to me. When shopping, I may see someone, say hi, and have a chat. But when the person walks away, I ask myself, who the hell was that? Yes, my forgetter's getting better, while my remember is broke. And it's driving me plumb crazy, and that's no joke. But I'm sure glad I live where I live, because Meridian Manor people are quite a treat. They're just 100 per from head to feet. They've got that smile, that style, that winning way, and wherever they go, you'll always know their names, because Meridian Manor people are quite a treat. You'll know them by their great big feet. And with that, I better take a seat. Thank you very much. Now we're going to do something a little unusual tonight as we end the M&M Revue. Take it away, Dave. We're going to sing God Bless the USA, and we're going to end up with another song, and we'll tell you about that later, but take it away, Dave.
Hello? If tomorrow all the things are gone I'd worked for all my life, I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today. That flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. Let me stand up next to you and listen to me. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of right down to Houston and from New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart. It's time we stood to say, I'm proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget every time you gave that right to me. I'm glad we stand up next to you, defenders still today. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. One more time now. Proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free.
Entire cast a round of applause, if you would. And so we don't leave anybody out, we're going to take both Americans in and we're all going to sing God Bless North America. Thank you, audience. You are the Meridian Manor